Right, welcome back to the channel, guys and girls. New video. This video is going to be concentrating on removing the gearbox and clutch. Just before the video starts, I just want to point out a couple of things I think that's quite important if you're going to be doing this, like I am, on stands, on your drive in your garage, what have you. These bell housing bolts, the one in particular around the front, by the front cat, behind the front cat. I have got a little bit of footage, I'll point it out to you in a minute, but I just want to talk about it just for a second, just explain a little bit better. So basically, when you've got the cat in position, that bolt won't come out fully. I recommend removing the front cat completely, and removing that bolt completely, because what you don't want to do is have the gearbox loose and that one bolt just hanging on by a few threads, you know what I mean? Because I think it could be quite dangerous. I think you could end up damaging the gearbox or the engine even, or yourself, even worse. So yeah, whatever you do, make sure that that bolt is fully disengaged from the gearbox before you try and remove that gearbox. These bolts are a little bit troublesome, all of them really, to be honest, because they're steel bolts in a alloy cast, or alloy cast I should say, gearbox bell housing. So the two different metals react over time and they get seized. It's not unheard of that they seize and someone comes along, tries to undo them, and they just snap, the edge shear off or what have you, you know. So yeah, what I did was I removed each bolt one at a time, cleaned up the threads, greased them, and then put them back, just pinched them back, so I knew every one of those bolts was going to come out nice when it was time to remove that gearbox proper. Do you know what I mean? So gearbox is 60 kilos. This is on the final facelift anyway, the 6-speed gearbox, 60 kilos in weight, and it is an awkward shape. So you want to be doing everything you can to make sure that gearbox comes out sweet when you're going to be taking it out proper, you know. Somebody else, another YouTuber did this, Alan Howitt. He did it with the car up on a 2-post ramp and a gearbox stand underneath the gearbox, which is ideal, guys, to be honest with you. That's exactly really how you want to be doing this, because like I said, that gearbox is 60 kilos in weight. It's not for the faint-hearted, this job, doing it on stands especially. So Alan Howard was able to undo that bolt that I'm talking about behind the front cat gradually and move the gearbox away, move it off those splines gradually as he undid that bolt. If you're doing it like this on stands, you're not really going to be able to do that, you know, because you've got to try and take the weight of that gearbox and undo a bolt at the same time, and it's just not ideal, guys. Just don't go there. Make sure that bolt's out fully, which is going to mean taking that cat off. I know a lot of people aren't going to want to do that because taking the cat off can be troublesome, problematic, studs snapping and all the rest of it, but I honestly think that is the best way to do it. So yeah, I think that is about it. That is the main things. But yeah, just be really cautious, guys, if you're going to be doing this yourself. I've done a couple of these now, so I don't find it too bad, although it is quite, you know, 60 kilos. It is hard work, and it is a little bit dodgy. It's a little bit dangerous, I got to say it. You've got to be really careful. There's a little technique I got just from watching mobile mechanics, really, how they handle gearboxes on or off the car, and that is definitely to be noted if you're going to be doing this. Your position under the car, how you take the weight of the gearbox, etc. You know what I mean? I got footage, so yeah, you'll see that in a minute. But yeah, 60 kilos, guys. It's not for the faint-hearted at all. Okay, so with that wire and harness out of the way, it's a little bit clearer. Just want to quickly recap on this starter motor. I know I've done it before, but so this is for the final facelift model. The earlier models are going to be on top of the gearbox, different setup. So yeah, this is going to be different to yours, but final facelift, I think, is 2004 onwards, is going to be same setup as this. So not too bad, but there's a couple of little things. Getting the electrical wiring harness off is a little bit of a pain. There's a 10mm nut up there which is difficult to see, but I'll put you in a position where you can see it. Yeah, so this is the electrical assembly that I'm talking about. That 13mm, easy enough, you can see that from underneath. Is this 10mm here? I don't even think you can see it very well now. It's just behind this stud. So that's another 13 that stays on the 10 I'm talking about is just behind that stud. Really difficult to see, especially from underneath. So yeah, you get a deep socket on it, turn it off. This has already been cracked off, so it's easy. There you go, that's out. So the 13mm also has got to come off. That's it, he's off. And then that whole electrical assembly, I'll show you without getting my hand in the way. That all comes off, look. Right, so there's two of these 13mm studded bolts, one there and one immediately above, which you're not going to be able to see. It's just up there. Again, quite tricky to get to because of the oil cooler pipes. But just for the demonstration purposes, I've left that one out. I've taken it out. You're going to have to use a deep socket because, like I said, they're these studded bolts. So never really given me too much trouble getting these out. But yeah, so there you go. That's what they're like. So once they're out, just rock the starter motor a little bit from side to side, see, and you get a bit of movement. Obviously this one's been out before, but yeah, that's it, and is out. That's what we look like without the starter motor in position. So the other thing you can do while you're here, if you're doing this sort of work, is get this earth out here. So again, I've already cracked it off. There's actually two earth cables bolted to that. One goes to your negative terminal on your battery. Put that bolt back so I know where it is. I think it's a 13, yeah, 13. So this is your negative. That can all come straight out the way. So that makes things a little bit clearer again. So that's that out. This smaller one goes up to the inner wing. So yeah, there it is, that one there. And so the other one that goes onto the gearbox. So again, like I said, onto the inner wing there. So it's just a 10mm bolt. And that's another cable out of the way. Right, just a little one, guys. If you're talking about taking the gearbox down without taking too much else off the car, just to do a quick clutch job or what have you, just thought I'd point this out. I think is worthwhile. So obviously front of the car, there's your gearbox, there's the bottom of the front cat, oil filter, oil cooler, all the rest of it. So I'll get straight to it. That bolt there, once you start unwinding that bolt, is going to go into the side of the cat. It's going to foul with the side of that cat. So the way to overcome it, I think, is to leave that bolt until last, undo it as much as you can till it hits the side of the cat, and then move the gearbox, just gently move it off the splines that way, and then undo it some more and keep going like that. But you will have to leave that bolt in place. But yeah, that's the way you overcome that if you don't want to take the cat off. I'm taking my cat off, but the reason a lot of people don't like taking their cats off is because these flange bolts at the top here have got a reputation to snap, and people don't want to, you know, they don't want to go there. So yeah, that's that. I just thought it'd be worth mentioning. Okay, so next I'm going to drain the gearbox oil. So as always, make sure the fill plug is loose before you do anything. So I've just cracked that one off, look. Leave it in place, and then get your drain plug out. Again, I have already cracked this off, so it's nice and easy. While I'm filming, hopefully I don't get in a mess again. Look at the colour of that, that is beautiful. I think I'll be saving that, putting it back in, to be honest. Filtering it, obviously. Or am I being tight? I'm going to get the drive shafts out of the gearbox, but I'm also going to be taking the strut out, the shock and the spring hub all in one, because these drive shaft splines are stuck in the hubs. So yeah, just pop that loose a minute out of the gearbox. Right, that's freed up. That's ready to come out. 330mm nuts. And as I undo it, take the weight. Yes. Yes, she is. What's it called? It's out. So now intermediate drive shaft's got to come out. It's just 2 30mm nuts up here, one there and one there. It should just come straight out. Right, so now, there he is, he's out. Right, up top now, I want to be taking those gear linkages off, quite easy I think. I want to be taking the hydraulic pipe off the clutch, that one there, whatever you call it, can't think what we call it now, head's gone. So yeah, get all that off. There's a bracket there that needs to come off as well for the gear linkages. I think that is about it. But that that little pipe there that supplies the brake fluid to the clutch, it's got a little clip on it. Let me see if I can do this one-handed. I don't know if I can get you in there really, but it's where the end of my pick is now. You should be able to see it. There's a little clip there that needs pulling out. There he is, the bugger. Oh, that's in on the floor. So then once you've got that out, that should just pull up. Like that. The brake fluid pisses out everywhere. Right, so if I just pull that out from that little bracket there as well, that hopefully can come right up out of the way and it's not going to be leaking all over the place, I hope. Gear linkages, so there's a little button on the end of that one, so again try and do it one-handed, but I doubt it now. Right, so push that in and then pry off at the same time, like that. Very straightforward. That one just pulls straight off like that. And these should also lift up as well, or shall I just, there's two 10mm bolts holding that bracket on now. One just there, and there's another one right down in there, which is a bit of a twat to get to, so I'll try and get those undone in a minute, and I'll stop this. Have a go at stopping this brake fluid going everywhere. Right, so got the gear linkages out of the way, look. Got them all tucked up there, out of the way. The hydraulic pipe as well for the CSC is out there, up there, tucked out of the way as well. And that's giving me a lot more room to see what I'm doing and just makes things a lot clearer, you know. But there's a bolt there I need to get to. I've got 4 bolts left. I've taken the ones off around the bottom, so there's one there, and another 2 mirror imaged on the other side, which are going to be a little bit more tricky to get to, but I think I'm kind of getting there. I think there's another bracket under the car I want to take off the gearbox, just to make it as light as possible for myself. And then I'll be supporting the engine and gearbox and taking out this support as well, and then lowering it all slightly, and then I can take those bellows and bolts off and hopefully get that gearbox off. Right, this is a little bit of a cut-in, just focusing on this plate, this like back plate, if you like, if that's what you want to call it, getting that off. I was a little bit distracted at the time when I took the jaw mask off because it was so caked in oil. All this around here was just caked in oil and clutch material, and also, as I showed I think in the previous footage, down here the amount of oil at the bottom of the crank itself. So yeah, basically is on two dowels. There's one there and there's one there. Is it there? Yeah, just about to see it on my screen. Quite tight actually. Don't seem like much, but they are quite tight. These have loosened off a little bit because I cleaned up and I've had these out. But basically, if you rock these, just wiggle them about backwards and forwards, it does come off eventually. But like I said, those dowels are really tight. But yeah, anyway, that's that. Right, that's the end of the video. I'm going to call it there, guys, for now. On this particular video, gearbox is out, clutch is out, as you've seen. Quite a lot of oil and clutch material, as suspected, as I was suspicious of. So that rear main seal is definitely gone, definitely needs changing, and that'll be the next video. Cleaning it all up, cleaning the gearbox up and all the rest of it, and getting the old seal out and putting a new one in. So yeah, that'll be the next video. Just to end the video, this video, guys, I just want to emphasize really that you know, I did this on my own, and I really don't advise it, to be honest with you. I mean, it was kind of okay, but there was a lot of work and stuff that went behind the scenes that I didn't film. You know, making sure everything was out of my way, making sure that gearbox wasn't going to get hung up on anything at a crucial moment, you know what I mean? So like I said, 60 kilos, the last thing you want is that gearbox getting hung up on, you know, whether it's, you know, any of the cables or, you know, anything like that, or a stubborn bolt that's not coming loose. You want to make sure that when you're ready to pull that gearbox off of those splines and take it down in a controlled manner by putting your body up against the gearbox. So you catch that weight as soon as it comes off the splines, you catch that weight. Because if it falls, if that 60 kilos falls on you, you're in deep trouble, you know what I mean? You could really hurt yourself. So yeah, I'm not advising anyone to do this. I'm just showing this is the way I did it. It is possible to do it on your own, but yeah, just like I said, guys, just be really careful. Make sure you do everything you possibly can for you know, a smooth removal of that box in a controlled manner. Make sure everything's disconnected. I know I keep saying it, but all the bolts are nice and clean. They come out nice. So that last bolt I took out, the rear bolt, second from upper rear bolt, I left that in. That was the very last bolt. You know, just make sure that bolt is actually going to come out sweet at a crucial moment, like, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to be hanging on to a gearbox as half hanging on by one bolt. Right, so I think I've explained that enough. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Please do give us a like, and yeah, see you in the next one.